Hello. Just about forgot about this video, but I turned the aircon on, I turned the fan up, closed all the curtains, and it's a little more bearable in here. I was thinking about having a freezy, but thought that might be distracting. Plus I was just dealing with my teenage niece who's rebelling, so that's going on. But other than that, it's like 35 degrees and it's pretty fun. So Rocky wrote down 10 questions for Seth because I challenged him because he wanted to have a Seth session, and I was like, only if you can come up with 10 questions. So he said, fine, I will, and then he actually did, which was shocking. But we didn't get to it. So since I don't have any questions emailed in, I will get his going. So, and it's funny because we just had beef stroganoff, which is like really creamy, and I just had 2 mints, but you can't tell. You can tell I'm a little tired. So, let's bring Seth through. I wish I had a stand for this thing. Maybe I'll try that because it's gonna get tiring holding this. Maybe this water bottle will work. Okay. So, that'll kind of work, I guess. Okay. Hello. Oh. I know that makes her crazy when the double chin is there, but c'est la vie. Rocky's questions. Number 1. Are there more intelligent beings on Earth right now? More intelligent than humans? Because there are still tribes that haven't been discovered, so I'm assuming there is more intelligent life on Earth that camouflage themselves from humans. Of Earth and for Earth, humans are the most intelligent. There are tribes that haven't been discovered, but they're like more primitive tribes, hunter-gatherers. And there are lots, which we've discussed before, that exist and haven't been discovered and don't want to be discovered. As for more intelligent, there aren't like aliens inhabiting the Earth, but in the caves there are more intelligent life forms, more developed scientifically. More who understand the law of attraction, how the universe works, but they're not of this plane. They just reside in the caves periodically and leave again. So it's more of a crossover of planes. But they stay here for an extended time because they can hide. And then they go back to their own planet. Number 2. What did you mean when you said the universe, with all its galaxies, was an illusion in the book Seth Speaks? So for this, the Earth has this solar system, and through space discovery you've measured how far planets are and estimated how long it would take you to get there. Just give me 1 second. Better? Oh dear, giant piece of dust. Okay, so you've estimated how long it would, the distance to get to different planets, and approximately how long it would take you to get there, and have discovered that at this point technology would not allow you to get to certain planets within your lifetime. And there's a Mars expedition coming up, which is a one-way ticket. You will not be coming back. You'll be starting life on Mars, and you will die and transition there. So, but of course this is all an illusion. If you had measured differently and had thought Mars was only 2,000 kilometers outside of Earth's orbit, you could go back and forth. But because they've been observed so far away, that is not possible at this time. And there are many, many more planets that have not been discovered. But scientists have acknowledged this due to lack of technology. But there are other planets that could be discovered, and any planet could be reached if the illusion that they were so many hundreds of thousands of kilometers away wasn't true. But yes, because they've been measured as so far away, that is what people believe. So that is how long it takes to get to a planet. So there are planets that are unreachable with your current spaceships. So in that sense, the galaxy is an illusion. And the other part is that there's many portals off of this galaxy that are in plain sight that are not observed. So there's ways to get to other galaxies and come back very easily, but they're basically hiding in plain sight. Okay, number 3. This is for Rocky. What am I intending to learn from this life experience? Well, Rocky wants to be a teacher of the law of attraction and how to use it, and he wanted to do it with a partner who would channel, which is Randy. So they will be acting like Esther and Jerry, and through experiencing it, Rocky will be more like Jerry in coming up with more questions, like this list is good. But unlike Jerry, Jerry wasn't able to tap into his guides as easily. So the reason why Rocky doesn't tend to ask questions is because he can just ask his guides right away and get the answers instantaneously, but sometimes they can be blocked, especially if they're really personal, and it's harder for him to get the answers. But Randy asked him, even if you know the answers, can you just write down the questions if they're like really good, because other people will want to hear the questions and answers. So for Rocky, it was a career teaching others about this and being on the leading edge and uplifting others, and also kind of living off the land. You know, he's building his own log home, hunts, fishes, traps, and he wants to continue doing that and passing it on. So those are the 2 biggest things. So, number 4. How do I contact my oversoul? Is it the same as my inner being? You can kind of think of the oversoul as like a mentor, and your inner beings as, I don't know, more playful, like more like a buddy who you can ask questions and will give you the answers. But an oversoul is more like so it's more encompassing. It's over you. I mean, they're both guides, but the oversoul is more of an umbrella, more protective in a way. So to contact your oversoul, you can either meditate and then focus upon contacting your oversoul, or you can do automatic writing, and through the automatic writing you can write down, I would like to communicate with my oversoul, and those would be the 2 easiest ways. It's similar to your inner being, but most people find the inner being can be really fast. With the oversoul, it's a bit slower, it's more calculated in the answers. So it can just take more time. 5. That was a personal one. I don't think he wants asked on camera, so we will skip to 6. How can I get the most out of this life experience? Well, before you go to bed each night, you can reflect on your day. So some people will keep a journal, a diary, and in this you could write down everything that happened that was positive. Don't put anything that's negative, only positive. And it can be as simple as, like, let's say you tend to burn the coffee regularly. And this morning you didn't. You can put, I made the coffee perfectly. And then, like, I was on time to work. I had a really easy commute. Other drivers were very courteous. I went to a cafe for lunch and it was really good, and the price was less than I was expecting. I ran into an old friend. We had a great conversation. I was invited to a barbecue this weekend. I went for a walk with my dogs and it was really enjoyable. My son was giving me lots of hugs today, which was nice. It can be small or big, it doesn't matter, just anything that you liked, and come up with a list, and then you can review it and see how great your day was, and then that puts you into a great vibration for before you go to sleep, which continues during sleep, and then when you wake up you're already feeling good. So it just sets the tone for the whole next day, and you'll find that you'll just keep having these great experiences. So to get the most out of this experience, reflect on everything that's been good and positive throughout your day, and do that daily. And, laugh as much as you can, and do things that are fun and new. So try a new restaurant, try a new sport, hang out with somebody you met, and just do new things so that you're not in a mundane routine. Okay, Cindy, how do you deal with negative friends and family? Well, if you're in different vibrations, you won't come across each other's paths. So if you're finding that you're kind of being pulled into whatever's going on with them, remove yourself, and the less you react, the less they will try and contact you when they're in that mood, and they will only contact you eventually when they're on the same vibration. So it can be quite tiring to always have to be the positive one, the bigger person, but a negative person doesn't like hearing that kind of stuff, so if you continue to do that, they will stop asking you or talking to you unless they're in a good mood. So you're never going to be able to teach a negative person about the law of attraction. They just won't get it. They'll just be mad. Well, I couldn't have caused that, like this caused that. So for negativity, interact as little as you can. So if someone's going on a rant about this horrible thing that happened at work, just say, okay, that's too bad. Hopefully tomorrow's better. There's always, tomorrow's a new day. It's too bad it couldn't have gone another way. Just make it very simple, and then they can get the rant out, and you can not add energy to it. You're just kind of shutting it down with statements like that. And then once they're not getting the validation that they're trying to get, they'll go tell someone else. who maybe is on a lower vibration and who feeds into it and they go back and forth, back and forth. But if you just, that's too bad, hopefully tomorrow's better, and then change the subject. Just try and get off the subject. Just turn it to something else, especially something you know they like. If they're a really big hockey fan, as soon as they're done and you've said your little sentence or two, just say, "Oh, are you excited about the game tonight? Oh, who do you think's gonna play? Who do you think's in net?" Like, just get onto a subject that they like, and you can help raise their vibration and prevent yours from lowering. And with negative friends, I would take a pause from them. So maybe you don't call them to go out for coffee. You just wait until they call you, because if you're vibrating high and they're lower, they won't be drawn to contact you. Or if you have plans but they're too low to match you, something will come up and they'll cancel. And you can just wait until they reschedule, because by the time they reschedule, as long as your vibration is still high, they will have to match you in order to seek you out. So separate, and if they try and involve you, just simple shut down, change the subject. Okay, so Rocky. Will I make hundreds of thousands of dollars in 2017? And how do I go about doing it? Everybody wants to do that. Rocky is currently close, but he's not yet on the right wavelength for that. He sees less in lack and in debt because he's in a really great place with money right now, but he's wanting more to come in. And you don't have to know how, you just have to know that that's what you want, that's what you're seeking, money coming in. So, for money to come in, you've got to have the ability to handle it, which he does. At different bank accounts, have a bank where you can go to an accountant, a tax person, everything, so that it can all be sorted. And you've got to be feeling good, which he is. You go through a day appreciating things, complimenting others, feeling uplifted, being excited, having fun, laughing a lot. You know, don't complain, you're just brush things off your shoulder, because what's the big deal if you stub your toe? Like, move on. And he is doing all of that, but now he's got to see more in terms of, I don't know how the money's coming, but I know it's coming, I feel it's coming. So when you're almost there but you just need that final step, meditate. You know, you can do specific meditations on money and attracting more money, or just meditate and be excited and think about the money and how does it feel that you know it's on its way. Like, you could see this envelope, this huge envelope with cash that's coming towards you. How does it feel, and how are you going to spend it? So he knows what he wants to buy. He wants to put more money in the business. He wants to put more money into the finishing touches of the house and then furnishing it, and toys and a riverboat and a second vehicle, and he has no issue with spending the money. He wants to build this and that and buy this toy and that toy and buy this person this toy and that toy, and it's all very fun and exciting to think of it in that way, which is great, which is part of it. But what is missing is the excitement of knowing that it's on its way. Not the excitement of knowing that it's possible, knowing that it's yours already, and it's just going from it being there to it being in your hand. So he just has to work on that excitement and feeling it and visualizing it and getting the chills because it feels so nice. Okay, number 8. How do I become more connected with my guides and inner being? Rocky is far more advanced than most people, which we thought he knew, but just talking with them every day, doing automatic writing with your guides. Like, Randy sometimes will start automatic writing and it'll be like messages from Randy's goddesses. And they'll just write really goofy messages, words of encouragement. Sometimes it's nothing in particular, it's just kind of like, oh, you had a great day, this was awesome, that was cool, tomorrow's going to be great. And that's as far as it goes. It's not like, oh, well, this is the answer to that question you had and this and that. It's more just like validation and just, we're here, we're watching, and this is a fun time for you. So we encourage anyone to write to their guides, to connect with them through automatic writing, and that's all you really need to do, because you don't want to become so self-involved and focused that you're missing the point of being in the physical, which is to be physical and to make connections and have these relationships. So yeah, just doing automatic writing with them, once or twice a week. Number 9. What is ready to come to me for my vibrational escrow? So he's got the money coming. It's in the process, more so in the process than it's been. Because he's attracted smaller amounts of money randomly, but he's looking for the big sum, so that is coming. And he's ready to hear from Esther if they were to reach out again. Randy recently reached out to another medium for some advice, and that connection's ready to happen. And the kids, the expanding the family, that's just about there. So those are all pretty big things. And the business end with the logo is ready to go, so they can contact the company they want to and get the logo perfected and sorted out. Number 10. How can I be more productive throughout my day? Well, that begins with an early start. So if Randy is working at the schools, typically he gets up at the same time, but sometimes he sleeps in, and then he might sleep in a bit later after she leaves. So we suggest setting 2 or 3 alarms, however many it takes, and getting up really early. He likes to get up really early. He got up at 4 the other day and really liked it because it was cool outside. So peeling logs was not so horrible. So to be productive, you've got to intend it the night before. See yourself going to sleep, getting a great night's sleep, and then waking up feeling refreshed, waking up early, it being easy to get out of bed, being excited to get out of bed, and whatever your morning routine is, shower, not, coffee, breakfast, whatever, but, don't spend too much time doing that because you want to be productive. So just have your little morning routine and then go about whatever you're doing. So if it's going to work or going outside to build, and you can have music or something to help make it easier. It makes it go by a bit faster and it's a bit more enjoyable for some. Others like just silence to concentrate, which is also fine. And then intend during your break times for them to be concise and restful, so that you go eat, you sit down for a bit, and then you carry on with what you were doing. And then, you know, same with dinner, and if you work after dinner, same thing, and then feeling really satisfied when you stop for the day, knowing that you've put in however many hours. So the day before, intend to be very productive, to wake up feeling refreshed, to have quick but very fulfilling breaks, and then to ultimately have that feeling of satisfaction at the end of the day. So that's usually how people know they've had a productive day, if they feel tired and satisfied at the end. And he was mostly productive today, so he'll probably feel alright, although he did sleep in. Tomorrow will probably feel better because Randy can really push him out of bed before she leaves tomorrow if he doesn't wake up early. So, Tina, do you know if I'm having a boy or a girl? Right now, the soul of the baby is leaning towards girl. But things can always change, so if you're really hoping and hoping and hoping for a boy, and that's really where your heart is, if you ask not in, please don't be a girl, because that just translates to be a girl, but if you ask, please be a boy, then babies are always open. If you really, really want a boy, they decide, okay, you know what, sure, like, I chose you to be my mom, I want this experience with you, and I know you're really wanting a boy, so, okay, let's switch things, and I'll be a boy for this experience. But if you're happy with a girl, then that's the way things are leaning right now, and it can always change depending on what you're asking for, but if you're leaning one way or the other, if you really don't care, then it doesn't matter. But if you're leaning one way, ask, please be this, and focus on how fun it would be, like the clothes you would dress them in, the activities you would do together, maybe the names you want, and just focus on the fun of the gender that you are wanting, if there is a particular one. Yeah. Yeah, Randy was just talking to Rocky about the wrestling twins, the Bella twins. The one just had the baby girl, and they were read by Tyler Henry, who told her she was going to be pregnant, which was cool because she had been struggling with trying to get pregnant. And he was saying there's a soul, and they're up here waiting, and he said a boy, and then last minute changed to a girl. So Randy thought it was kind of funny because even this like really well-renowned medium had told her boy, like firmly, like it's a boy, and then things change and she asked more strongly for a girl. So this soul decided, okay, I'll be a girl. But that woman is also going to have a boy because she wants both, and in her mind she's thinking that she had this girl and that that boy is still waiting because she wants to, and she thinks, well, I had the girl, so the boy must still be waiting. But really the boy changed to a girl, and if she has the second, then a new soul will come as the boy. But yeah, and because she's had one now and she knows she can get pregnant, it'll be much easier for her to get pregnant the second time. The whole infertile, barren, whatever people refer to it as, it doesn't really exist. But there is a struggle with blocking pregnancies, and some women do it without meaning to, or are told they are not producing eggs and cannot get pregnant, and so they believe it, and so it stays. But there are others who just struggle because they think it has to be at a certain time, but you can get pregnant any time of the month. So they think at certain times, they think if they're stressed it won't work, if they're overweight, like all these factors that don't actually play a role at all. So you can get pregnant first time and have it work and stick. So it's not hard as long as you think of it as fun and easy and exciting. Okay, 6:45. So I just want to double check and see if Romeo does not appear that he has sent any questions. That was Rocky's set. Next time we'll make him do 20. Randy was thinking earlier about the weather, and like right now they are peeling logs for the house they're building, and it's out in the field and there's no shade and because it's between 30 and 40 degrees it is very hot, even with a hat, even if you're misting yourself regularly. Very hot, and you want to wear pants because you're working with tools and bark and stuff and you just get scratched up. So she was trying to think of ways to stay cool, and you can ask for a cool breeze. So even if it's super hot, you can ask for a cool breeze. You can ask, and as we say this, the clouds are coming in. Ask for, it's just slightly darker out there now. It was just beaming a few seconds ago. So, can ask for cool breeze, the clouds to come over and create shade. For relief, you can ask for rain if you wanted rain, but sometimes it's harder to work in rain. You can ask for your body to do other things within itself to keep you cool. Maybe your muscles and stuff to go into overdrive to keep your body cool, which would also be a bit of a workout for your body, and that would help you to lose weight if you're seeking to do that also. And you can ask for like a coolness to wash over you. And then sometimes, again, extreme heat, you'll get that kind of chill. That's your body trying to cool itself. And if not, just to, get water and just spray yourself regularly and wear lighter colors. And if you've got a positive attitude, you won't even find you focusing on the heat so much. You will find it's a bit easier and you don't notice, and it doesn't really seem to affect you as much. So sometimes it's music, talking with whoever you're with, joking around, and take lots of breaks. Like, don't push yourself. What's the point? Because then you can just put yourself out of commission for the next day if you're overheated. So don't go too hard and just have fun while you're doing it. Okay, what else? Well, one thing Randy was thinking of is dust, because they have this fan in their window that they run almost 24/7, and after a while it will build up lots and lots of dust on it, which some of it is from the house, because the house isn't, thoroughly cleaned regularly. It's just kind of, wash dishes, clean the bathrooms, clean the kitchen, vacuum, mop. Dusting gets a bit neglected, but it's also from living in the country, just naturally dust from outside and such. So it is recommended to clean out fans because that fan is blowing air into your room. So if it's a white fan that is now black on the inside, that's not good for you, and people can associate that with getting sick subconsciously, and then they get sick. So regularly wipe down your fans and clean them. And you can ask the house to stay as clean as it can for as long as it can. And when you do go about cleaning, really appreciate how good it feels that something is done, that something's clean, that the fan looks white again, that there's now no dust on the shelves, that everything on the floor is vacuumed up, and you'll feel a lightness come into the house and feel better. It'll just seem brighter. You won't feel so like bogged down. So cleaning is good, and we wouldn't let dust and grime build up a lot because it will affect you negatively. So that is all Randy can rack off of her brain. Those are the questions we had. I have a feeling Romeo will be messaging bummed out that he missed again. But we encourage you to send questions as they come to you, and then they just get put in a lineup. So if you do miss the video, the questions are still asked, and you can rewatch it and then still have your answers without having to wait another week or two. So we will see if we do one next week. If not, in 2 weeks we will do another session. So I will go now. Goodbye. Okay. That's good for me. So, like I said, I have to go deal with my little rebellion niece now and put her to work so she can't get into any trouble. Bye.